little dizzy and disoriented when they first get to space because of the weightlessness. But once you get adjusted to that, no, you don't get dizzy anymore. Over. CJ, I've only tracking so far since I've been up here, and I did not feel the space station shake. I think it was pretty gentle. Over. Just so the force, when you have any body of mass, it's a force that pulls things towards that larger subject. But that's what gravity is. Over. Ronnie, that was during the Apollo missions. I believe it was actually Apollo 13 where the 3 astronauts on board traveled the furthest distance from planet Earth. I think the Artemis 2 astronauts with their mission coming up soon will go further than any other humans have ever been. Over. Chester, I haven't tried that yet, but I think what would happen if you had someone sitting on a swing and you pushed them, they would actually just keep going round and round and do loops rather than swinging back and forth since there's nothing to pull them down. Over. Lauren, that is a really tough one to answer. Every single time I look back at Earth, there's something beautiful looking back at me. Some of my personal favorites are when I come up on a coastline. There's a lot. That most of the Earth is ocean, but you don't realize it till you're up here that most of the time we look out the window, we see ocean. So I always get excited when I see a coast, and I know there will be people down there. Over. Rack dedicated to studying fires. I know we found that, on Earth they have that distinct shape, but in space, because of the lack of the force pulling it down, they form in spheres, and I think we have found they generally burn slower and longer, but the studies are definitely ongoing to understand more of why they behave the way they do in space. Over. Isabella, I actually have not seen a comet yet. The crew that was up here when I first got up here, they had been on the space station for just over a year when they headed back home, and I believe they saw some, but unfortunately I haven't seen any yet, but I'll keep looking out. Over. Dark at about this morning, and we work all the way through to about 7 or 7:30 in the evening, so it's a pretty long work day where we're doing various experiments or maintenance or doing human research studies on ourselves. And in our spare time, I often like to go look out the window, look back at the Earth, or just hang out with my crewmates and maybe share a meal. Over. Teddy, you may know I also loved space from a young age. What I can say is now we're going on these longer and longer duration missions so we can eventually go further in the solar system. So something that's really important in addition to just studying hard and knowing the technical aspect of things is getting along with other people. You have to be able to compromise and work together as a team because you're living and working in such small, close proximity for long durations of time. So I think that's something that's really important is doing, team sports or team activities. Over. Degree and my graduate degree, but I will say looking at our astronaut office and just crew up here, we've got such a diversity of backgrounds and experiences. We have doctors, we have teachers, we have veterinarians, we have military pilots, so people studied a lot of different things. Over. G4 SBT, it was great talking to you all. I hope you enjoyed your time aboard the space station. Thanks for the great questions. NA1SS, over.